Hi, my name's Rebecca Edwards and I'm going to take you through a routine which combines yoga and Pilates together. So we're calling it Yoga Pilates. Please, if you're either pregnant or have a medical condition or injury that you think might limit you through the routine, then consult your doctor first to see if that's suitable for you. So start off down on your hands and knees. We'll start off with some cat arches. So hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips, round the spine up to the ceiling, tucking your nose and pubic bone towards each other. And then release the cat arch by letting the belly draw towards the floor, lifting the head and the pelvis. 3 more. Inhale, round up. Exhale, release down. 2 more. Just feeling the movement of the spine, warming up through the spine. And 1 more time. Inhale, round. And exhale, release. We're going to take the hands just a little bit further forwards and to the wider part of your shoulders. Tuck the toes under and come into a downward facing dog, lifting up through the hips. Press the mat forwards through the hands and let's walk the feet out, lifting 1 heel at a time. So as 1 heel lifts, the other heel presses towards the ground. Inhale as you move 1 heel, exhale as you move the other. Do that a couple more times on each heel. Feel the hands pressing the hips back each time your heel lowers towards the ground. Last time. And then level out both legs. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Have the feet about hip distance apart and hang over the legs here. Just letting the sit bones of the bottom lift high as you drape the body over the thighs, relaxing the belly, relaxing the back. Bend the knees a tiny amount as you roll up through the spine, tucking the tailbone under as you build the spine up through a roll up and letting the shoulders roll back and down. Just give the shoulders a couple of rolls here, just to loosen out around the shoulders and the neck. So the feet are still at hip distance apart, pointing forwards, and we're going to take a squat. Bring the arms to shoulder height as you squat down, and then press the feet into the ground as you squat back up again. Inhale, squatting down. Exhale, pressing through the feet back to standing. Inhale, squatting down into what's called a chair pose. Exhale, pressing back up. 1 more time. Inhale, squat down, and exhale, press up. Drop the chin forwards and start to roll the spine the other way this time as we roll back down towards the ground. And as you roll towards the floor, just letting the arms and the head relax completely. When you get to the bottom, turn your head from side to side, looking from left to right. And then bring the head back to centre. Take a full breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. Walk forwards onto your hands and knees. And then bring your hands forwards a bit further so that you can straighten out through the line of the hips, so that your shoulders are directly over your hands. Draw upwards through the navel and point the tailbone down towards the heels. Bend your elbows back into chaturanga, so we lower halfway down, bending the elbows towards the hips. Hover for a moment, and then lower all the way to the ground. As you come to the ground, just bringing the arms out into swan dive position. So you want your elbows in line with your shoulders. Forehead to the floor. Point the tailbone towards the heels and gently draw the navel in. Inhale. Exhale, lift the head and chest away from the floor. Make the arms very light on the ground. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. When you lift, make sure you're not pressing your tummy into the floor. Try and draw the tummy away from the floor as you lift. So you're lightening the belly on the ground each time you lift. If you can manage that, then lift the arms off the ground with you. So when you lift, we're still drawing in through the navel as you come up. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Still drawing the navel so it feels like it's trying to move towards the spine. Last one. And then come all the way down. Bring your hands so that they're by the sides of the chest, forehead on the floor. This is cobra pose, so just pressing into the hands. Start by lifting the head a little, and then the chest. Start pressing into the hands, keeping the elbows narrow, and we want to really open the chest forwards, feeling the elbows pressing back, and keep pressing up until you're on the top of the thighs, and we have the spine coming, not totally vertical, but so that you can feel a nice back bend from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Just pressing through the hands, opening through the chest, and then we're going to roll that back down again, just working back down with the support of the hands. When you come all the way to the ground, sitting back towards the heels, into a child's pose, arms extending out in front. Try and reach the hands forwards towards the front of the mat whilst keeping your bottom firmly over the heels. Come back up onto your hands and knees again. We want the hands below your shoulders, knees below the hips once more. And we're going to do our cat arch with a knee to nose this time. Start with your right leg. So cat arch the spine up and bring your right knee towards your nose, scooping the belly up towards the spine. Release that and send the leg back and look forwards as you dip through the belly. So we inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, extend the spine. Really get the feeling of the front of the body lifting high to allow the space for the knee to come under. 2 more. Inhale, knee to nose, drawing up through the belly, pressing into the hands. Exhale, back. And 1 more time, knee to nose. And exhale, back. We'll do the same on the left leg, bring the knee to the floor. And again, knee to nose as you inhale, rounding the spine, pressing into the hands. Exhale, back. Inhale, knee to nose, scooping up through the belly. Really trying to make the spine lift as high as you can, allowing that space underneath. Scooping up. 2 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. 1 more. And then we're bringing that knee down to the floor. And bring the hands forwards again and a little bit wider so they're in line with the outside edge of your shoulders. Back into a downward facing dog. Press up through the hips. Look between the legs. Feel your sit bones lifting up away from the heels, and don't worry about how far you get your heels to the floor, but aim them in that direction. And then we're going to bring the feet so that there's just a few inches between the feet. And bring your right knee forwards to the nose as you bring your body weight forwards. It's like a cat arch. You want to scoop the belly up and press the hands firmly to the floor. Send this leg back up into a split dog. So we inhale, knee to nose, moving forwards. Exhale, send the leg back, lift it high, keeping your hips square. Inhale, knee to nose, move forwards. Exhale, 2. 1 more, inhale forwards, bringing the body weight over the hands. Exhale back, and this time when you scoop the leg under, we're going to step it to the right hand. Press that foot firmly to the floor. Keep your back heel off the ground and fire up that back leg by pressing the knee away from the ground. Once you've got both feet firm in the ground, bring the body up and bring the arms directly up in line with the ears, or as extended as you can above you in line with the shoulders. Press firmly into the back leg, move back through the left hip. Move forwards through the left hip and move back through the right hip. So we're going to straighten the front leg out, bring the arms down by the side, and inhale as you move forwards, arms lift. And exhale as you straighten the leg, arms down by your side. Keep a real firm press in that front leg, and do this steadily with your breath so that you're in control of the movements. The more control you have through the movements, the more accuracy and the more sturdy you will feel. 2. And on this last one, we're going to stay with the knee bent and then rotate that back foot so that it plants to the floor and arms come out to the side. This is warrior 2. Look over your right arm, feel your right knee pressing to the right slightly, push down into the outside edge of that left foot. Square up the hips and make sure your shoulders are over the hips. Straighten out your right leg, come into triangle, bringing your hand down, palm facing forwards, looking up to the right arm above you. Try and square the back line of the shoulders up with each other. Breathe through the nose. Create length through the spine and both sides of the waist. On an inhalation, come back up. Turn the feet to face forwards and bring your arms above you. Bend from the hips and open the arms like you're diving forwards. Bring the hands to the floor. Once your hands are to the floor, just press into the outside edge of the feet, drawing up through the thighs and folding the body from the hips down to the head. Walk your hands over to the left foot, turning your feet and your hips with you. So we're in a lunge position on the left side. We're going into split dog, so get the hands spread on the floor, send that left leg back and up in the air, keeping your hips square. Inhale, knee forwards to nose, body weight forwards. Exhale, leg back and lift. Inhale forwards, exhale back. 2. Really thinking about that scooping up through the belly. We want to round the spine up as you come forwards. On this next one, we're going to come forwards and step the foot to the floor. So as you step the left foot to the floor, firming up that back leg, making sure you're pressing both feet to the ground, bringing the body upright. Squaring your hips, so we've got the right hip coming forwards, the left hip drawing back a little, arms coming up. So if you struggle to straighten the arms fully, that's fine. Just aim with time to get the upper arms to come closer and closer to the head. Straighten your front leg, bring your arms down by your side. Inhale as you move forwards, arms up. Exhale as you press into that front foot, arms down. Inhale forwards. Exhale, straighten. 2. And 1. And we're going to go forwards this time. Keep the arms in the air. Pivot that right foot round so that your back foot turns in about 15 degrees. Look over the left arm. Square the hip line. Feel your right shoulder lining up with the right hip. Look over the left arm. Breathe through the nose and just gaze over that left arm with a steady gaze. Straighten out the left leg. Look forwards. And then extend out through the left arm. Lengthen the left side of the waist as you come down into Trikonasana. Rotating the left ribs forwards, the right ribs towards the ceiling. Look up to the top hand. Try and square the back of the shoulders. Press firmly into the ground through both feet. Lengthen both sides of the waist and breathe into the front of the body. On an inhale, come back up and turn the feet to face forwards, arms up above. Swan dive, so open the arms, dive the chest forwards, bring the hands to the floor. Taking that bend from the hips and just flowing the spine down to the crown of the head. Feel a nice press of the hands to the ground and lifting the shoulders up towards the hip, the shoulders away from the ears. So if you struggle to get your hands to the floor, don't worry, you can maybe come onto the fingertips or put a couple of blocks or books underneath the hands, have them handy. Walk the hands round to the right foot, turn your feet and your hips with you, and step back once more into a downward facing dog. Both feet on the ground, and just take a few breaths here. Try to get a nice even balance in the left side and the right side of the body. Drop both knees to the floor. From this kneeling position, turn so that the mat is, so you're in the centre of the mat long ways. Taking your, we'll take the right leg out to the side first. Point the foot away. This is gate pose, so take the palm uppermost on the leg, left arm in the air. And then as you reach up, slide the right hand down the leg, lifting that left arm away from the left knee. Try and keep the left shoulder back and turn the head to look towards that left arm as it reaches over, possibly sliding a little further down just to get a nice opening down the left side. Come back up and then place the left hand down to the floor. Again, if you need to, put something under the hand to give your arm extra height. Right hand on the hip. Flex your right foot so the foot points forwards. Lift the foot up so that it's about a foot off the ground or in line with the body. We want to bring the leg forwards without creasing the tummy. Send the leg back, squeezing into the back of the leg. Inhale as you bring the leg forwards. And exhale as you send the leg back, squeezing into the glutes. Inhale, leg forwards. Exhale, leg back. See if you can do this, maintaining balance and alignment through the spine. 2. And 1. Bring the leg back to centre. Inhale, lower so you're almost on the floor, and exhale as you lift. Inhale, lower. As you lift, imagine a little invisible force there that you're pressing the foot up against. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, pressing that foot up. Keeping the toes pointing forward, so it's the outside edge of the foot that presses up. 2. And 1. And foot back down. Bring the knees together. Take a little child's pose, just resting and balancing the hips out. And then we'll go to the other side. Back up to kneeling. Taking the left leg out to the side, turning the foot if you can so it points away. Left hand palm uppermost, right arm in the air. Lift and reach away from the right knee. Slide the left hand down the leg. As you reach over with that right arm, make sure that you're not having to lean forwards. If you are, back up a little bit and get the arm in line with the ear. As you turn your head, look to the right arm, possibly sliding a little deeper over. Keep that right hip pressing outwards. Rotating from the ribs through the shoulder. Inhale as you come back up And then exhale, right hand down to the floor or on a support. Turn your foot so it points forwards, hand onto the hip. Lift the leg up so the leg is in line with the body. Inhale, leg comes forwards, try not to crease the tummy. Exhale, leg goes back, squeezing into the back of the leg. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out. 2. Remember again, steady and controlled is always the best way to perform your Pilates or your yoga exercises. Inhale, foot almost to the floor. Exhale as you lift. Keep the foot pointing forwards and feel the outer edge of the foot pressing up until that maximum height is gained. You'll feel that working on your outer thigh, and hopefully you'll feel it's working in a good way. Don't worry if you can feel a little burn there. We've just got 3 more to do. 3, 2, and 1. And then foot back down. We bring the knees together and fold into a child's pose. Arms by your side. And then taking a little twist. So up to kneeling, drop your bottom over to the right side. Take your left leg round so that the ankle meets the knee. If you struggle to do that, sit on something or straighten your right leg out in front so the left leg is on the outside of the knee. We want both sit bones to be on the ground. As you reach up through the right arm, twist through the body so that our chest turns towards the left, and then either connect the arm on the outside of the leg. If that's a bit too far, then just hug the leg. Sit tall by pressing down into the sit bones, rotate the spine, gaze over the back shoulder. And inhale back to centre. Remove that leg and then flip the feet over to the other side, bottom over to the left, right leg comes over. Straighten out your left leg if you're doing the straight leg version. Make sure both sit bones are on the floor. Lift up through the left arm. This is half Lord of the Fishes twist. We twist to the right this time, either arm variation, whichever is best for you as you sit tall and rotate the spine. Remember that through your yoga or your Pilates practice, we want to keep a level of concentration where the mind stays present with what you're doing. So try and notice your breath, notice where you're feeling the movements or the stretches, and stay really connected to what you're doing. This will help you to get more mindful benefit from your practice. Inhale back to centre, and then exhale, release that leg. Turn again so you're lengthways on the mat. Coming into boat pose, lean back slightly onto the back edge of the sit bones, scoop in the belly, lift one leg and see if you can manage to hold that there, and if you're okay there, bring the second leg up. We can try going for a straight leg version by straightening the legs, bringing the big toe mounds together, press straight through the legs and relax your shoulders for 3 more breaths, and drawing up through the abdominal area, staying open through the chest, scooping in through the belly. As we come out, bend the legs, place the feet to the floor, bring your bottom quite close to your heels and roll down onto your back. Bring knees into the chest, make fists and put them underneath the very, very lower part of the back, so it's just underneath your buttocks. Straighten both legs up in the air. So, proportion-wise, if your arms aren't quite long enough to get under the lower part of the back or the bottom, then just use a rolled up blanket to put there instead, so you've got a little prop up there, just a small amount. Okay, so I want to sink my, if I imagine a line going from one hip bone to the other, I want that line to feel like it's sinking down and upwards towards the ground. Keep that sinking line and lower one leg steadily towards the floor. When it's almost at the ground, lift it back up with an inhale. Exhale, lower the other leg down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. So these single legs might be what you stay with. If you feel any strain in the back, stay with the single legs. Otherwise, we'll go down with both legs together, keeping that imaginary line pressed down towards the floor. If you feel it lifting, then go back to the single legs. 2. And 1, keeping that line pressed to the floor, especially as you lower the legs. And inhale, lift. Bend the knees to a 90-degree angle. Bring your fingertips to the temples. Get your sacrum, the back of the pelvis, into what's called neutral, where it feels flat on the floor. Fingers to temples, elbows wide. We're coming into an oblique twist. Cross your right shoulder towards your left knee and straighten the right leg forwards. I want to plant my sacrum to the floor so my pelvis feels steady. Inhale as you come back in. And exhale, cross the other shoulder, across to the opposite knee. Inhale back in. Exhale, cross. Make sure you're trying to cross the shoulder over and keep the elbow nice and wide. This strengthens our oblique muscles. As you work into the obliques, you're toning the sides of the waist. Inhale in. Exhale, cross. Inhale in. We're going to double time. So cross. Keep the head and shoulders lifted and then cross again. Inhale, cross. Exhale, cross. Elbows wide. Rotating so that one shoulder crosses, then the other shoulder crosses. We've got 3. Keep planting your pelvis firmly so that the pelvis and the hips are trying not to rock around. And then we come back to centre, bring the knees into the chest, lower the head and turn it from side to side. Good, well done. Just let the neck loosen out by turning your head and holding it there. Take the left arm to the side to a 90-degree angle and take both knees over to the right, just carrying the knees over with the hands and just supporting the knees and protecting them as they move to the floor. If you can, let the legs rest all the way to the ground, flex the feet, look over to the left arm, lift through the right hip, breathe steadily. On an inhale, bring the knees back to centre. You can just support them with the hands as they come up. And then cross the legs to the left side as you look out to the right arm this time. Just using your hands to guide the knees down, keeping the knees lifted slightly, feet are flexed. Aim to press your right arm and shoulder blades towards the floor. Nice steady breath. And on an inhale, come back to centre. As you exhale, place both feet down to the floor. With the feet hip distance apart, roll from the tailbone upwards through the spine. As you lift up into a bridge position, press firmly into the feet. Lift the hips a little higher and see if you can bring your shoulder blades towards each other and clasp the hands below the hips. If you're clasping the hands, then we press down into the arms and open the chest upwards, chest towards the chin. If you struggle to clasp the arms are fine to stay down by the sides and just spreading the hands, pressing the palms down. Aim the knees to move away from the hips and feel your connection to the ground beneath you and use the ground to find an energetic lift through the body up into the hips. Breathe into the energy of the body and breathe across the front of the body, really opening the chest. Release the arms from underneath, and as you exhale, roll the spine down, nice and steadily. Let's give the knees a little hug into the chest. And then we'll take rest, so if you place the feet back to the floor, straighten the legs out so the legs are a little wider than the hips. Take your hands behind your head, look down the length of the body and check that your feet are opening equally so we're nice and even as we lie. Stretch the back of the neck out as you lower the head to the floor, lengthening the neck, head resting on the ground, turning the arms so that the palms turn uppermost and then let go of everything. Breathing through the nose calmly. Receiving each breath down the arms to the fingertips. Receive the breath in the belly. Receive the breath in the legs to the feet. Let go of the weight of the bones. And have a sense of release and freedom through the whole body as you breathe into that freedom you've just created through that sequence. Stay here as long as you wish. When you're ready, you take the arms over behind, stretching out fully. Bending the knees in so the feet are flat on the floor. Rolling to your side. Pushing up to centre. Stay resting for as long as you wish. And well done. Thank you for joining me and have a lovely day. Namaste.